I just want to play some of this interview with Dave Smith, who's terrible on literally everything else, but was good here, speaking with a representative of Israel. I think who is she? The international lawyer and supporter of Israel, Natasha Hausdorff. And this was just sort of a telling moment because Dave Smith's kind of hammering her on a lot of her BS, and so is Piers. And he specifically brings up the issue of nuclear weapons, which again, Israel has, and we're just not supposed to talk about it. Israel absolutely has nuclear weapons. This is the open secret. And no, they are not party to any international agreement. The IEA or whatever, IEA, they're not party to any of it because they haven't admitted that they actually have it, even though fucking everybody knows they do.
With this argument with Douglas Murray and now here today, this is about as serious as Dennis Rodman claiming that Kim Jong-un showed him a supermarket full of food. I mean, I don't know what to say here. And it would be equally ridiculous if I went on some Hamas-sponsored tour and then came back telling you that everything they say is correct. Here's the bottom line. I have a much more clear, logical answer. The reason why two former Israeli prime ministers, including Omar, who is a right-winger, who was Sharon's guy, this is not as if this is some left-wing anti-war peacenik or something like that. The reason why two former Israeli prime ministers have come out and said that Israel is committing war crimes in Gaza is because Israel is committing war crimes in Gaza. The reason why Israel will not let journalists into Gaza is because Israel is committing war crimes in Gaza. And the reason why Israel is killing Palestinian civilians in Gaza, and the reason why they're building up more settlements in the West Bank is because, as Smotrich has said, as Katz, the defense minister, has said this week, and as Benjamin Netanyahu has said for years and years and years, their plan is greater Israel. They want Gaza and the West Bank. They call it Judea and Samaria. They believe that it's rightfully Israel's. Benjamin Netanyahu showed up to the United Nations a couple weeks before October 7th with a map where it was all Israel. That's the bottom line. It's why they've been controlling these territories since 1967. See, the truth makes a lot more sense. And by the way, you know that Israel has nuclear weapons, but you won't say it on this program because you're not in the business of telling the truth about this conflict. You're in the business of defending Israel, which is fine. That's what you want to do. But all three of us know they have nuclear weapons. Maybe we should get into where does international law stand on the US and the UK being partners with a country who's not in the non-proliferation treaty, who has nuclear weapons. Maybe we could have a whole conversation on that next time, Piers.
But
come on, we all know what the truth is.
No, first of all, spoiler, they never had that conversation because that's too in the weeds and that's too much informing of the actual audience. And Piers Morgan is not in the business of informing people. He's in the business of getting clicks and making people fight about the same issues over and over and over and over and over and over again. But I mean, Dave Smith crushed that. And the added, we all know Israel has nukes, but you won't admit it because you're in the business of lying. And if they did, and they weren't party to the non-proliferation treaty, what does that say about international laws? I mean, what does it say about anything? What does it say about the one country in the world, I mean, other than the United States, who is allowed to skirt all of these laws, although we are party to the non-proliferation agreement? I believe, aren't we party? Or is this one of the things where we're not party to? Are we also like, we're not party to like the International Criminal Court? It's like, yes, we wield it on others, but we don't do that ourselves. Yeah, Seth Evans, yes. When you can say Dave Smith crushed that in a sentence and not have it be completely false, someone done f***ed up something terrible. Yeah, please never let me say that again. I really don't want this man to be right. And like, look, he's made a very good point. He sounds like Mehdi Hassan. Like, he sounds great, but like his politics are trash generally. But this is Chris Hazard. Who is this guy? He's an MP, I think, from Ireland. Useful info this morning. Iran has 0 nuclear weapons. Israel has up to 500 nuclear weapons. Iran has signed the non-proliferation treaty. Israel refuses to sign the non-proliferation treaty. Iran has welcomed the IAEA international observers to inspect its nuclear program. Yes, it has. We know it has. And Israel has refused IAEA oversight because why would it? why would Israel all of a sudden be party to any international laws when it's been skirting international law since 1967, since the occupation of the Golan Heights, the West Bank, of Gaza Strip? Like they don't. If so long as there are no consequences and they have the global cop in their corner, in which, I mean, we're not even the cop anymore. There's no pretense that the United States is even the cop anymore. We just have all the weapons. You know, I mean, we're not trying to keep any sort of peace or answer sort of any kind of calls. We're in our full cop, progression in our era. But like, why would they? Why would they? What's going on, Frantifa? If you haven't already, subscribe to this channel right now. Hit that button. And also, you can become a patron and support the show every single week. Get access to bonus episodes and exclusive merchandise. Patreon.com/bitchuationroom. Do